Sarah J. Maas, what are you doing to me?
Dude, just let her talk to you.
Not chill. Like, he's obviously not chill. I cannot believe they're about to do that. Like, can y'all grow up a little bit? Uh-oh. Oh no.
I know we're starting this video off. I am filming on my phone. I'm sorry if the quality's not the best. I'm so excited and my camera is currently dead. I'm not waiting. I'm sorry. I am starting House of Flame and Shadow. It just came out last week. I posted a whole other reading vlog of me reading Crescent City 1 and 2. It's actually the same day. Just finished House of Sky and Breath like an hour ago and I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm literally about to start this book. If you clicked on this video, it is full spoiler. If you've not read this book, click off this video and just subscribe. And when you read it, come back and watch it. I literally want to cry already. I'm sorry. This might be an emotional vlog because I am so attached to the Octar world. But let's just dive right into this book, y'all. I'm scared that Bryce isn't going to be in Polaris very long. I'm scared it's just going to be like 100 pages and then she's going to go home. I'm hoping it's really long and I hope maybe they can all meet or something. I'm drinking Prime right now. One of the hydration sticks. Y'all, I need to see Lucian. I need to see them. I don't know if the timeline is directly after Silver Flames or what. So let's get into it. Both of the kings are before the Asteri, and they're like talking about how they didn't know that their kids were doing this. And a part of me feels like the Autumn King might end up turning good at the end. I'm hoping that, but he might just be terrible. Oh, I just read the prologue. I could not imagine being the Hind. Her doing it, she can keep them alive as long as she wants, basically. I understand why Rune doesn't like her because she's done a lot of bad stuff. But at the same time, she's undercover. Like, he's not even letting her talk to him. He's just blocking her out. Dude, just let her talk to you. She's literally having to torture y'all. And don't even get me started with Pollux. Like, he is terrible. But on better news, I'm now on part 1. I get to read it already. Sad and everyone. I am on page 60. Bryce has talked to everyone. Right now I'm on Hunt's point of view while they're in the dungeons. The Hawk finally shows. I don't think we've seen him at all throughout the series, but he's like the last member of Sandriel's old, is it Triari? And it says that he's part angel and then part hawk shifter. You know, since we got this in the last book, it's of Akshar. What if they somehow tie Throne of Glass in it? If you've read Throne of Glass, you'll know who I'm talking about, but there is a hawk shifter, you know? Maybe it's a stretch. They're in the dungeon. Hunt thinks that he's hallucinating, and he was like, there's something darker than a shadow. Like, there's something behind Pollux, something darker than shadow, and it moved. The shadow was different, darker, older, watching them, watching Hunt. I mean, it could be one of the, like, I don't think one of the princes could do any of that. Now I'm on page 190. One thing I do have to complain about so far, Bryce and then Nessa and Azriel, Aiden's in there, so I have to be quiet. They're following her star and they have just been doing it for literally 200 pages, and it's kind of getting annoying because I want to see Rhysand and Feyre. I want to see Lucian. They're still in the tunnel, like just going through for 200 pages, and it's getting really old. Rune, Hunt, and Baxian are all in the dungeon still, and I'm to the part where Rune's like, just bite my hand off. He's telling Hunt to bite his hand off. I don't know if he's actually gonna do it. It's so he can reach his thing to try to get them out, because the Hind like told them they need to be ready at this day or whatever. He's like, you can't scream. I cannot believe they're about to do that. He's like, we need you to be the Umbra Mortis. He wouldn't hesitate, and he was like, yeah, it was him, but I wasn't a cannibal. And Rune's like, desperate times. The last group we have is Ethan, all of Rune's old friends, Glenn, Declan, and then Mark, Therian, the Sprites, the Dragon, and the Fender Alpha. All of them are together with the Viper Queen. They're getting ready. Ethan is about to fight Fender Alpha. So also another point of view that we're getting is Lydia, the Hind. I'm liking it so far. I really do like everything that's going on, and I would say that this one's going way better than the other two in my opinion. Guys, this is literally just a minute later. I ran ahead and Pollux said that they fixed the harpy. Uh-oh. Oh no. They just bit off Rune's hand. Regulus and then Pollux and the Hawk come. So it was so
Hey guys, so it's the next morning, and last night I got to the part where Ethan accidentally killed the alpha. He was about to like punch her shoulder. She moved too fast, and he ended up going straight through her neck. They're fixing to get on the boat to leave, and Ethan is like, I can't go. He literally shifts into his wolf form and runs away while they're fixing to leave. That's so stupid, because he's either gonna get hurt, or I don't know, maybe he'll become the alpha. Y'all, I'm about getting tired of this. Just Nesta, Bryce, and Azriel just literally doing nothing. 250 pages, and they're still going through the tunnel. They learn a little bit of information, and then it goes to the next chapter. They learn like, oh my gosh. If we don't get a lot of the other characters, I'm gonna be very upset. I'm gonna be so sad. Like, we've only seen CRESCENT for like 1 minute. We haven't even seen Feyre, but we've seen Azriel and Nessa the whole time, and that's great too, you know, I love that. But they did just kill Vesperus, but at least they know how to kill an Asteri now. I'm literally about to get so upset. What? Like, this I'm on part 2. I just got to part 2. I wish Bryce would have just trusted them for 5 seconds, and then they would have figured out all these things and she could have went home. But I would have got to see my favorite character. Oh my gosh, y'all, I'm literally so upset. There's no way that that's the last part of that. I feel like I just got my hopes up, and then they were literally crushed. Bryce was like getting mad at them because Nesta killed the Asteri. She's like, we could have found out like all this information. Girl, she was an Asteri. I don't think you were gonna capture her and like get her to talk. Like, I don't know. Bryce makes me so mad. She's just reckless and doesn't like think about things. They're like, hold on, you need to come back with us. We need to figure all this out. They saw everything that Celine said. Bryce explained a bunch of stuff, but they're still like, they don't know about everything. And then Bryce creates a pit or something, and I think it's a portal. And then she jumps into it, praying that she doesn't end up going home and she just lands somewhere back in the Alcatraz world, because if that's all we just got of the Alcatraz world, I might scream. What? Oh my gosh. I'm just so disappointed. I like don't want to read ahead now. I went to the next chapter and she lands back home in the Autumn King's study. So that's all we get of the Alcatraz world? I didn't even get to see Feyre. Like, what? I didn't even get to see my favorite characters. I saw Nesta. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. Sarah J. Maas, what are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? Like, I'm actually so mad at Bryce. She has all this power now and she doesn't care. They're fixing to go to Avalon to try to find out more about the sword. I got to chapter 51 last night, and Varian ended up jumping on the boat and getting in, so he made the Ocean Queen mad now, but he's in Avalon, so he's kind of protected. Him and Flynn's sister just got married because she was gonna have to be forced to marry someone else. It's so annoying how they're like so hateful to the women. They're all like, you can't talk without being spoken to, stuff like that. That's just how the Fae in their world are, and it's literally terrible. Rune keeps mentioning that like Flynn and Deck just let Lydia and him like look through everything, and he thinks they're doing it to like let Lydia and Rune have time together, but they didn't eat lunch with them, and the next day they're still not there, and they're like, they must be like trying to find something, or they're on like an important mission or something, and there's no way to contact because there's no phones or internet or anything. And I'm like, no, something probably happened to them. Either the king took them captive or something. I don't know. It was the Autumn King and like Morven or whatever, both the kings, and they had Deck and Flynn. Bryce actually showed her real power. Then they see this like black salt, and they know that they can go to the planet Hell from like drinking the black salt or something. Is it Apollyon? He's like, welcome son. Okay, maybe I was totally wrong. He said son, and then one of the other ones was like, he's just as much as my son as the Ensnares, whatever. And then they start talking about him being made. I think Hunt was like made by all of them. I don't know if they actually like fathered him. He was specifically made so he could like aid Bryce. And the Thunderbirds were also created for that. I'm on chapter 74, and I think everything's about to really pick up because Sabine just killed the Prime, and he named Ethan as his heir, and so now Ethan's basically the Prime. That was crazy. When he went up to talk to all the wolves, they like smelled him or something. They're like, Ethan, what did you do? And I think they thought that he like killed someone. I think they can smell like that he's an alpha or that he's like an heir. Yeah, it says, and at the snarl in his voice, the wolves in the crowd straightened, not with anger or fear, but ... Harry's like, what did you do?
like, Ethan, you're, and then he like cuts her off. Then also the harpy is like at the Northern Rift where Bryce and Hunt are, and she ate the guards there. I think they're fixing to open the Northern Rift. Okay, something good happened. Apparently they weren't opening the Northern Rift to the princess. She opened it to that world and she's like, hello, Nesta. So are they gonna like join forces? I don't know. Okay, one thing is like, I hate that it's just Nesta. I'm sorry. We haven't even seen Favor yet. It's better than nothing, I guess. Bryce literally pushed her parents into the Akatar world and then took the mask. Read more. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this today, but we're gonna try. I think this is a reference to the Throne of Glass world. If you haven't read Throne of Glass, this isn't really spoiling anything. It's just talking about like a god in their world. I wouldn't say it's spoiling, but you can like skip ahead a little bit. Ethan and Hypaxia went to the Underking because he needs to talk to Connor, because Connor like howled when he became prime or something. But he's trying to ask the Underking to talk to him and everything. Then Hypaxia asks like, why did the Reapers come from the planet Hell and everything? And the Underking is explaining like the Reapers used to feed on the vampires, and then the Underking explains that he was from the Void, but he's like, my people were not unknown to your own ancestors. Ethan's like, you came from the Shifters world. The Underking is from the Shifters world. I don't know if that's the Akatar world or if that's like a different one. Underking cuts and he starts talking about their goddess that is like Erd or whatever. She was not a goddess but a force that governed worlds, a cauldron of life. Erd, they called her here, but her true name is Word. Throne of Glass, I mean, they literally say that all the time. The Word Stone, the Word Keys, everything. Is he from the Throne of Glass world? Is that what he's talking about? And then it just changes the subject and he's fixing to go talk to his brother. Is that her reference like pulling in Throne of Glass now? Or I don't know. I feel like she might end up doing what she did with Akatar and change the story into other characters. Like, this will be done with Bryce's and Hunt's story, but it might go to like Rune and Lydia. I'm about to finally finish this book. I'm on chapter 94 and it's about to end. They're all in the castle like fighting now. Bryce and Hunt killed one of the Asteri, and now they're like in the bottom chamber where the first flight is, and they're trying to like destroy all of it, but Regulus is down there. Just finished the book. The Pegasus I don't know. The Pegasus? Anyways, the flying horses are in Avalon. It kind of ends with Bryce and Hunt going to see them and just living, and they're building a democracy now. It kind of went through every single person's like point of view or like their situation, and they all were just like getting settled back into the world. But Tharian's point of view, he's going to find his wife and then the dragon comes out. So that's the only like little cliffhanger we got. And so I think the next book is going to be about Tharian. Is now the next day. I'm going to kind of give my final thoughts on the book. I don't know. I'm not like disappointed with this book. Okay, I am a little bit. Bryce being in Valeris literally wasn't in Valeris. It was just the cave. That was really hard for me because I love the Akatar world and everything, and so it was really hard. Like when she left, we were there for like 200 pages, but nothing happened. They just were going through. She was just like trying to betray Nesta and Azrael the whole time. And so it was really frustrating. This book did not need to be this big, and there's just so many characters, so I know we have to go through all their point of views, but I feel like at least 300 pages and this could have been shaved off. I like how it ended like sweetly, and I think the next book is going to be mainly about Tharian, and I hope that she does something with Throne of Glass now and maybe Akatar. Like, she's still kind of, maybe they go back to Akatar and they all meet up. Bryce did give Nesta the Star Sword and she's like, go figure this out, so that's when like there ain't no way they're gonna make the next Akatar book. Has to be Elaine, right? I think she said that. But if it's about Nesta again and the Star Sword, I'm gonna be so bored. I just need a novella for that, okay? I was disappointed that we didn't get to see more of the other characters, but it's whatever. I think I'm gonna give this a 4. I highly recommend the series, and I'm really excited for the next one and just more of everything, because now it feels like everything's getting tied together. So I have a lot of like notes written down. Bryce just gets on my nerves. I feel like everyone I've watched that talks about the series does not like the main character, and I understand like you can't make every main character the same. That's gonna get boring after making every series like the same. And while she has good intentions, she's just
annoying, and it's like she just kind of is a hater. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, I guess that's kind of how Nesta is too. They're kind of similar. If you've read Through Glass, the main character kind of does this too. Bryce will like hide her plans, and to an extent I understand that, because I think it's better for some of the people to be surprised and not know what she's doing because they can mess it up. But it makes me so mad when it's like over and over again Hunt explains how he doesn't want her to hide stuff and how it hurts his feelings, and she just continues to do it and doesn't care. And like at the end of the book she still does that, and it doesn't really touch on that, but it's like they're literally mates and she's hiding things from him and just going along with these plans. And it's like, I understand she's smart, but you could at least tell freaking Hunt. And Throne of Glass, it was similar, and that's how it started out, but the main character understood that like, okay, he's my mate, I need to tell him things, it's hurting him, so I need to start telling him. And she did, she changed. But Bryce has not. He's literally put everything on the line for you and you won't even tell him your plans. On the other hand of that, Hunt's guilt was starting to kind of get a little annoying at the end. I totally understand, like I totally understand, I'm not hating on Hunt. It felt like every single time we're in his point of view in this book, he was just constantly, oh my gosh, like I let like shut up, no you didn't. Like sometimes it makes me mad because he's just like, it wasn't self-pity, but it was like feeling guilty about things that didn't even have anything to do with you. And I think Bryce did not handle it well. I think she just got mad at him all of a sudden, and like they didn't talk anything out. That's another thing, is like throughout the book they would just argue and they wouldn't figure out anything. You could tell they were new at their relationship. They kind of felt like kids in these books to have a little bit of conflict. They just won't talk about things and then they just get over it. Can we please just like be adults? Like, y'all are literally saving the planet, but you can't sit down and talk about how y'all are upsetting each other. Like it just kind of frustrates me. We went through 3 books and I feel like that should have just been in the first book, like them dealing with all that. But now it's like they still can't communicate, and it's like can y'all grow up a little bit? Like, I feel like that's so mean to say, but hey guys, so it's now a lot later and I'm just editing this video. I kind of wanted to get a little outro. I kind of just cut off on me talking. Let me know what other books you want me to read. I have another fun reading vlog coming out soon, so I hope you guys like this video and I will see you when I see you.